You wake up in the middle of the ocean, dark clouds above you, wood creaking beneath your feet, a cold wind hitting your face, and somewhere in the fog, you hear it. A cannon, then another. Suddenly, a black flag appears through the mist. Not a country's flag, not a navy flag, a pirate flag. And before you can even react, hooks slam onto your ship, men screaming, swords clashing, smoke everywhere. Within minutes, everything you own is gone. And the strangest part, the men who robbed you might have once been ordinary sailors, just like you, because pirates were not born monsters. They were created by hunger, war, greed, and an empire that treated human beings like disposable trash. This is the terrifying true origin of pirates, and it began hundreds of years ago when the oceans became the most dangerous places on Earth. Back then, the world was changing fast. European empires were racing across the oceans, searching for gold, spices, land, and power. Spain was stealing massive amounts of treasure from the Americas. Ships loaded with silver sailed across the Atlantic constantly, and everybody knew it. Imagine floating cities made of wood, carrying enough treasure to make a poor man rich forever. Gold coins, jewels, silver bars, and almost no protection. To desperate people, those ships looked like floating jackpots. At first, the attacks were small. Hungry sailors, fishermen, criminals hiding along the coast. They would ambush merchant ships and disappear. Then, governments realized something important. Pirates could actually be useful, especially during war. So countries like England started hiring sea raiders called privateers. These men were basically legal pirates. The government would hand them permission papers saying, attack enemy ships and keep part of the treasure. And suddenly, piracy exploded because now robbery at sea was not only allowed, it was profitable.
One of the most famous privateers was Francis Drake. To England, he was a hero. To Spain, he was a terrifying pirate. And that line between hero and criminal became very blurry. But the real pirate age began after war ended. Thousands of sailors suddenly lost their jobs. No money, no food, no future. Navies abandoned them. Governments forgot them. And merchant ships treated sailors horribly. Imagine working for months, surrounded by disease, rats, storms, starvation, and violence, only to get paid almost nothing. Captains beat sailors constantly. Food rotted, water turned green. Some sailors died before even reaching land. So when these men saw pirates living differently, many switched sides instantly because pirate ships were weirdly democratic. Seriously, pirates often voted for their captains. They shared treasure more equally. Injured pirates even received compensation. Lose an arm, you get extra gold. Lose an eye, more gold. For many poor sailors, pirate life actually felt more fair than normal society. Of course, it was still brutally violent. Pirates attacked ships suddenly, fast. Black flags appeared on the horizon like death itself. Most pirate crews wanted fear to win battles before swords were even drawn. That's why they dressed terrifying. Long coats, weapons everywhere, burning rope in their hair, wild beards. Some even spread fake rumors about themselves on purpose because fear was a weapon.
And nobody understood this better than Blackbeard, the most feared pirate in history. When enemies saw him, they thought they were seeing the devil. Huge beard, smoke surrounding his face, eyes glowing through burning fuses tied into his hair. And the terrifying thing? It worked. Many ships surrendered immediately, without fighting, because fighting pirates was horrifying. Cannons shattered wood into deadly splinter. People lost limbs instantly. Ships caught fire. And if pirates boarded your ship, there was nowhere to run. The ocean itself trapped. But piracy became so massive, entire pirate towns appeared. Places where laws barely existed. The most famous was Nassau in the Bahamas. It became a pirate kingdom. Imagine walking through streets filled with stolen gold, drunken sailors, gambling, shouting, weapons, and wanted criminals from every corner of the world. Governments hated it. Empires depended on trade. And pirates threatened everything. So eventually, the world decided to destroy them. Navies grew larger. Pirates were hunted relentless. Captured pirates faced terrifying punishment. Some were hanged publicly near ports as warnings. Their bodies were sometimes covered in tar and displayed for years. Governments wanted fear to spread. And slowly, the Golden Age of Piracy began collapsing. Blackbeard was killed in battle. Others disappeared into the sea forever. Some escaped, some were betrayed, some vanished without explanation. And that mystery is part of why pirates still fascinate us today. Because even now, nobody knows where many pirate treasures went. Think about that. Somewhere out there, Real treasure from pirate ships may still exist, hidden under islands, buried beneath sand, lost deep underwater inside shipwrecks nobody has ever found. Entire fortunes simply vanished. But here's the strangest part of all. The pirates we imagine today, the eye patches, the parrots, the treasure maps, the yo-ho-ho voices, most of that came later from books and movies. The real pirates were much darker, much more desperate. Most were young men, trapped in brutal conditions, trying to survive in a cruel world. Some were escaped slaves, some were abandoned sailors, some were criminals, some were victims who became monsters because the world gave them no other choice. Piracy was not just about greed, it was about rebellion against empires, against navies, against starvation, against power itself. And maybe that's why pirate stories never die, because deep down, people don't just see villains when they look at pirates. They see freedom, danger, adventure, the idea of escaping society completely and living by your own rules, even if it destroys you. And maybe somewhere tonight, while storms move across the ocean, an old pirate ship still rests silently underwater, its treasure untouched, its story unfinished, waiting for someone to find it. But if that day ever comes, one question still remains. Did pirates disappear, or did they simply change? Because even today, real pirates still exist in parts of the world, still hijacking ships, still spreading fear across oceans, meaning the age of piracy may have never truly ended at all. And the next time you see a pirate flag in a movie, remember this: behind the legends, behind the gold, behind the adventure were real human beings living in one of the most brutal eras in history. Men who chose the sea because the world on land gave them nothing. Somewhere in the darkness of history, their ships are still sailing.